Okay, here we got Sean Cuddly with his fifth place from Letterkenny Regional in Ireland with his bad bird deck list. Shoot it away, Sean.
All right. We played three Warbler. We played three Cobalt. We played three Sapphire. We played three Wagtail. And we played three Beryl. And we played three Birdcall. So we played all the bird cards we could that are good. Obviously, Birdcall is insane. It's like the best Rhoda in the game. But we played like three Beryl because like this is insane when you're playing into boards because you can like hold it for like your last interaction, and then you can always make Zeus. Obviously, we're playing three Wagtail. I kind of want to play two of this instead because like opening too many of this or opening this in multiples with like Bird Call is really bad. But three was like fine most of the time. But I think two
I've
wanted
heard
to
on the
see the action.
grapevine that we're cutting this card.
I think we're playing two of this card because I also kind of want to play Reborn. Uh,
So we don't subscribe to the South American game plan.
no, no. I don't
Okay.
think the South American game plan played all everything at three anyway.
Okay.
We played three Sapphire. I don't know why people are playing this at one. This is sick. Especially if you have Nerval. Like when you're playing into boards. But you also like if you're getting interacted with on like the first recital or you get trolled, having this anyway is really cool. And then obviously
It turns Nerval into a starter.
yeah. And then obviously three Cobalt because this like adds any card and is like targeting protection. But like Warbler is like the best starter in the deck. Because this and like any number of other cards is like full combo. And post side is really cool. And then we played Tri Brigades. We played Tree Fractal because like this is the best one because it's any other Tri Brigade while also putting materials in grave. And as well as that, it's like combo with Warbler because this can send like Lyriluscs and then Warbler brings them back.
Would you play less of that card if Tanky was a 2?
No, I think this card by itself is better than Tanky, especially because you don't want to lose the draw post side. We played three Nerval because this is really a Lyrilusc monster because Cobalt adds it and Recital adds it and Sapphire summons it. But like even just normaling this guy and going into an Admirage is sometimes like enough because you can add stuff off Shureg and summon things off of Frigid. So like three of this is perfect. You also want to see it as much as possible. We played one Kit and one Keras. You don't want to play more of these. Obviously, in like the post side combo, you do normal Kit. But otherwise, like you want to see these at one and you want to search them when you need them. We played one Apex. I think this is better than the barrier statue because like this by itself, I do a lot of times I get like stopped or interrupted or like I'd have to use cards like break a board and then not have enough to like build like a full board. So I just make like this Immortal Link and summon this, and that's like a lot of pressure going into their board if you've like cracked it already. So I think it's better than a barrier statue. It's also big and that's nice. For the spells, for like the one hours, we played like one Tanky, one Foolish, one Callby, one for one. All these are really good, obviously. Foolish with Warbler, like substitutes for Fractal. And then one for one is the same. This is another copy of Fractal, obviously, so this is like Fractal Warbler. I would like to play Reborn as well, and that might be instead of the third Wagtail. Then we played three Talents. This guy's sick, especially playing a combo deck. Just getting to see their hand and then keep going is insane. Then we had
Also steals M-Pen.
also steals M-Pen, and that's an extender in this deck. It's very funny. We played three Storm in the main, and this was like a last minute change. It was originally Dark Ruler, but we were talking about the fact that like it's an Irish regional. We wanted to play this more than Ruler because I think it came up more.
Did a certain Trickstar duelist make this change?
No. I don't think a certain
Help you make this
Trickstar
change?
I don't think the Trickstar Duelist was consulted about this change. I think
I
the
don't think he
Trickstar
liked it.
Duelist was the only one not consulted actually. Now I think about it. Apologies to the Trickstar Duelist. But no, this was sick. Okay, no. This card was fine because I only drew it like twice going second in game once. The one time I did draw it was into like three Altergeist back row, so it was insane. The other time I drew it was into like a Drytran board where it traded with a Forbidden Chalice. So I'm not sure if this is staying in or not. I think it'll depend on what I think I'm going to be playing at a future event. But for the weekend, I'd still think it was a good decision, but maybe not as much going forward. And then like our last like only real hand trap we played was Imperm. because like imperm is sick. It doesn't activate talents, and as well as that, like you can use it on your own turn to like turn off like barrier statues, whatever, if you're like stuck under that. Yeah. It is also like a lot of the decks like this is just like enough like interruption to like slow them down for you then to beat them. Like I was playing against
It
Art
turns
Machine.
out Rabina.
Turns out for being it. I was playing against Art Machine and like I held this for like the dozer, and the guy got really confused and just passed on a Clifford Genius and died. For the extra deck then we played Tree Recital. I know people say you can play two. I found tree came up a lot. Like you want 2 turn 1 to make F0, and then like the last one can come up if you just want to search like the extra card just to kill him. The boost effect is sometimes relevant. Like I made an Assemble Nightingale like 19 with like 5 materials 1 turn, so I could just like swing in a load of times. The damage effect is super relevant because you can just like, if your opponent's on lower life or like they use like Verte or whatever, so they go low, you can just like start swinging into their guys. Like if your opponent summons Dragoon by using Verte, they're on 6, you just summon 2 of these and swing into the Dragoon, they die. It's very funny. We played 1 Assemble Nightingale. This card makes Zeus. I made Zeus once all weekend, it's really funny. But this makes Zeus normally, but it also protects you because you can just like use the effect on your opponent's turn so you don't die because you take no damage. Protects your guys, and as well as that, it just gets to swing a load of times. Like you can stick like 5-6 materials under it, and that's sometimes enough to kill them. We played 1 Robin. Robin's really cool. The fact like it gets bigger than the other ones can be really relevant as well, because it's against 500 per material instead of 2. And as well as that, like it's like a perfect end board card, and it's why I like playing Tree Barrel, because like you just hold Barrel for like the end of your combo. So like you have your Simorg, your F-Zero, everything else, and then you just use Barrel, bring back like a Sapphire, put a material under from Sapphire, put a Wartail under it, you have a 4 material this, and that's just enough to like secure the game. We played Downard because 6 material Zeus is better than 5 material Zeus, or 4 material Zeus is better than 3 material Zeus, and it's quite relevant. Like the one time I did summon Zeus, I needed to clear an Inspector border, so I just went like Special Warbler because it doesn't activate, normally guy, make Assembled, swing in, make Downard, make Zeus. And the whole reason I did that is like my hand at that stage, because I had decided with Storm to clear back row, so my hand didn't do much else. So when I had Downard, it meant I got to clear the border, I got to make a Recital, add my follow up for next turn, but also still have the Zeus with 2 materials, so I can use that on their turn to clear like their back row because they're playing Geist. And then 1 Zeus. The card is really good in this deck. And then we played the F-Zero package. I never like use the effects of this. I'm not even sure what it does. But this card's sick.
It's a second Downard.
It's a second Downard, yeah. But this card is sick. Like even in like your worst hands, a lot of time you can still just make this. It's not ideal, but like it's like a fallback. And as well as that, like a lot of decks where like a big guy that can't be destroyed by card effects is just fine to keep on field, even ignoring the negate. And also the fact that you make this before you normal summon a lot of the time, so you're gonna get, if you get nibbed, you'd lose access to this, but you still get to like normal summon and do everything else, so it's fine. You need 1 Amirage for like the bad hands where you need to normal the kid in the Nerval, which is not ideal, but it does come up. And even then, sometimes you can still combo, but you do have to start with this. We played 1 Ferjit. Some people are playing 2. I'm only playing 1. We'll get to that in a minute. But Ferjit is sick because it's specialism hand. It triggers like your Warblers to summon back, and it triggers Kobold and Wagtail, so you can get like a lot of effects just from summoning off this. And then the mulligan effect is also just nice. We played 1 Double Dragons. This card is cool. It's important for like the post side combo where you bring it out, and it's your Beast Warrior for Oath. And it's just a nice interaction if you have like extra cards for Keras. We played Simorg. This card is really sick. The fact that like it gives you targeting protection on top of summoning the Apex in your end phase, it also summons like a bird in their end phase if it sticks, which guarantees you win the game because you can summon like a Cobalt and then search a card, and that just puts you like so far ahead. And I
How do you think? How do you like link climbing with the Simorg link?
No comment. I can't read. We played two Shurig, and that's the thing about Fergie earlier, is that like you kind of have space for either like two of this or two Fergie or like maybe two Zeus. There's a couple different options people have, but I play two Shurig because it does come up post side in the combo. You make this before you make Fergie to like add a guy, but also there's like turns where you like summon one to like banish a card or like bait something. And you summon the second because it's 3k and it's really big, and that's also relevant because it makes it easier to kill them because you have like two 3k guys then instead of one. And then the last for side deck, I think the side deck is fine for the weekend. There is some cards I want to put in and some like things I want to consider in the format going forward that aren't addressed here, but otherwise it was fine, like especially this weekend. So we played 3 Droll. This is like really good in the mirror. It's good against Drytron. It's good against Dragons. It's really good this format in general. 3 Nibiru. Nibiru is just a really nice card for like combo. And I played like a couple of combo matchups, so it was nice to have this to be able to put in. It does conflict with Warbler, which is like the unfortunate part because you need to have a clear field to like summon Warbler from hand and use the effect. But like this card's like so impactful a lot of the time that you have to go with it. And like even in the mirror especially, you can usually play through like one of the high impact hand traps, but you can't play through 2. So drawing 2, you want to see like a couple of them. So you play 9ish outside like board breakers. We played the 3 deck ruler. This was originally Storms here, and then this in the main, but this made more sense here. Obviously this is really good into the mirror, into like Drytron and all these like different combo decks. And then like there's certain decks that's like good against like Flunder. It's like not awful against. Played 1 Harpies Feather Duster for an extra back row removal post side. And then we played our 5 purple cards for like going first game 2. And we played 3 Harpies Feather Storm, 1 Imperial Order, 1 Oath. These cards are all in here to beat like Dark Ruler and Evenly and Droplets and stuff. So Oath, obviously the first one. This we send off Kit in the combo. And it's just if you have the Beast Warrior, the Winged Beast, and the Beast type monster on field, you can banish negate spell trap on field. So that's where that comes in. It has a second effect but never comes up because we don't want to draw it. Order as well. Order is like obviously just a power card, but it also stops ruler droplets, and they're the big ones. Featherstorm as well is this doesn't necessarily stop the cards, but it lets you nearly turn skip them because you're
time walk.
You can time walk them, yeah. And there was even times like I was playing against one guy, I got hand trapped, maybe incorrectly, but he nibbed at the right point before I made the F0. And he trolled me after, which is a bit odd. It was trolled after my nervous search, so I was in like a bit of an awkward position. But because I drew this, I was able to just like what to do. I was like normal Kit, yeah, like just normal Kit banish tree, summon Simorg, and then summon Apex in the end phase. Because I have this as well, I can still flip this. So when he went into battle phase, swung over my guy, moved to main phase 2. He swung over my Apex with Nib, moved to main phase 2. The second he activated the monster effect, I still got to flip this, and he just couldn't do anything. And then my Simorg was summoning a bird in the end phase, so I was
starting the combo again.
To go again, yeah. So he just like it won me through Droll Nib. I definitely think this is like the correct pick in this slot. In terms of
and what were your matchups?
So my matchups were it was like Cubics round 1, Alticards round 2, Infinova round 3, Drytron round 4, Art Machine round 5, and Drytron round 6.
What was your game loss?
I lost both Drytrons. I lost both rolls, which is unfortunate in like combo mirrors. The first Drytron, like I lost roll, couldn't play through the board. Game 2, he had Nib Imperm, and he like played it really correctly, where he waited till I had like the end board, then he nibbed me, and when I went to use F0, he Impermed, so he got to clear the field, and he was able to just kill me through that. And then the other Drytron, that was more kind of standard combo mirror. He went first game 1 and I couldn't break it. I went first game 2, he couldn't break it. Game 3, he I just didn't see any. I saw like Imperm Droll, and it wasn't totally enough to stop him. But the problem is I wasn't seeing engine. I had like Fractal Nerval, which wasn't like killing him through Dragoon droplets. So I lost that game, which was unfortunate, but it happens. In terms of shoutouts, I want to give a massive shout out to Tub, because Tub came up with a lot of this deck. please buy his spreadsheet. It is invaluable. It goes through like quite a lot with this deck. And I also want to shout out like Coogan and Hef, who talked a lot about this deck with me, and everyone else who tested me, like Pope and Owen and everyone, and Billy for letting me stay in his house. And yeah,
Perfect.
thanks very
No,
much.
cut.